What's up, y'all? Welcome into the warm-up show here on Grind City Media. He's Michael Wallace. I'm Lang Whitaker. It's been a while since we've done this. It's going to be a while until we do this again. But for now, we are here, and it is a big game tonight here in downtown Memphis. We're courtside at FedEx Forum, getting you ready for tonight's matchup between the number 1 and the number 2 teams in the Western Conference, the Oklahoma City Thunder and your Memphis Grizzlies. Going to go at it tonight, and we're glad to be here. I'm glad to be back. It just feels like it's been a while.
Well, you can tell he's glad to be back. This guy has a cape on.
Look.
First 5,000 fans in the building tonight get a free Grizzlies. What is that? Grizz 30th birthday. Super Grizz.
Well, today there's a lot of stuff going on tonight.
Yeah.
Not only is it number 1 versus number 2, not only is it a 191 collabs night with Dramatized. It's happening right now. If you're on the way here, if you're walking in right now, go by the Grizz Den. It's Tay Keith, Tylen Jackson. There's a bunch of guys up there. Have a Hope collection. We've been talking about it all week on Grind City Media. You can go pick up that stuff right now. Or it's also tonight is Grizz's 30th birthday.
Yes, Grizz getting old.
As Rob Fisher said, what a coincidence. Grizz's birthday is always on a game day every year.
It is. It is. It is.
The
he
NBA
needs 18,000 to celebrate with him.
The NBA schedules it so we have a home game on Grizz's birthday every year.
Yeah.
And today's Grizz's
But it's not always the same day every year.
Well, tonight is Super Grizz. We're celebrating Super Grizz and Grizz. So you get the mask. Not all heroes wear a cape. Tonight they do.
Yes.
I got a cape on to celebrate Grizz's birthday. I'll keep this on for a little bit.
Yeah.
But the big story tonight is the 41-9 Oklahoma City Thunder going up against the 35-16 Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah.
It looked like it was going to be both teams at almost full strength. We've seen a couple guys for the Thunder the last hour, 2 hours. Not going to be available tonight. We'll get to that a little bit. But I guess we should start with the last couple of days. The big story has been the trade deadline. The trade deadline came and went. The Grizzlies made a couple of smaller moves around the edges, traded away Marcus Smart, traded away Jake LaRavia, did not bring in, they brought in Marvin Bagley, but no other like big time players, no superstars, things like that. They kind of were like, hey, this is our team, this is who we're rolling with.
Yeah.
What was your takeaway from the trade deadline?
You know, it's surreal because I was just in Toronto, and one of the last players I interviewed after the Grizzlies beat the Raptors was Marcus Smart.
Yeah.
And it was his first game back from a lengthy injury absence because of the finger. You know, he didn't shoot the ball well, but he got out there and played 18 minutes or so. And he talked about, hey, I just need to work my way back. I still feel like I'm a part of this team. And then, lo and behold, 24 hours later or less than that, he was gone.
Yeah.
This was a consummate professional. This was part of the business of basketball. What the Grizzlies did was understand that, you know, again, they spent a lot of capital to get him, 2 first-round picks, and sending Tyus Jones out. Yeah. And now they had to send a first-round pick out in order to send him to Washington. $20 million plus comes off the cap next year. It's a move, bottom line, that was financially motivated, and also to condense the roster spots. And 2 wing guys go out. The Grizzlies know who they want to play, their top 10, and now here we are.
Well, yesterday at Grizzlies practice, President of Basketball Operations, Zach Kleiman, talked to us a little bit about the thought process behind the trade deadline and what the Grizzlies kind of looked at and why they made the decisions they made.
Yeah, I think we're at a point, you know, with this team where Ja, Jaren, and Dez are at the heart of this locker room. That they are the leaders. You know, that they're in a position where there's been so much growth, you know, on and off the court from all 3 of them. And we're at a point now where they're here. You know, they're at the heart of this and have a lot of belief in them. You know, they have already been doing that, and they're at the heart of this thing, you know. Of course, you know, as we continue to build out the roster, you know, we're going to learn from, you know, what happens in front of us and build them out in a way where they're best supported to have the best chance to win, you know, going forward. But we have a lot of, you know, young talent that we believe in. I want Jalen Wallace to have opportunities the rest of the season. I want G.G. Jackson to have opportunities the rest of the season. I want Vince Williams to have opportunities the rest of the season. We were in a spot where we played 11, you know, the other night, and Dez was out, you know, and there's a lot of guys within that group that we've got a lot of confidence in, and I believe them. We'll believe in them. You know, we'll see what we're able to do, obviously, you know, the rest of the season, but we've got a lot of flexibility, you know, to continue to build out this group, retain this group. Because we've got belief that we can achieve with this group here, getting all the way to where we want to get to, which is winning the championship. Zach, to follow up on.
One of the things he said, and it wasn't in that quote, but one of the things Zach said yesterday that I thought was interesting was that when the Grizzlies acquired Marcus Smart, we didn't yet have as part of the group, as they keep saying, Vince Williams, Scottie Pippen, Jalen Wells, Gigi Jackson. None of them had really emerged as contributors.
Right.
So when you go out and you get a Marcus Smart, you think, oh, this guy's going to be a big part of our group, and then everyone else sort of steps up. And Marcus doesn't become extraneous, but it becomes a little bit of a extra.
It's a surplus.
Yeah,
it's a surplus.
And you're able to kind of move on from that and lean on those younger guys.
Yes, you are. And the thing about it is that coincided with Marcus Smart having a finger injury last year.
Yep.
And, why did Gigi emerge? Why did Gigi Jackson and Vince Williams Jr. emerge? It was because they stepped into that role Marcus would have been playing had that team remained at least somewhat healthy.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, man, listen, Marcus still has his contract.
Yep.
He'll get a chance. Now, we'll see what it means for Washington. What I didn't like about it was that, this guy in a transition went from a Boston team that had the best record in the league to coming to Memphis, having one of the worst injury-filled seasons that NBA history that we've ever seen. And now he's going to the worst team in the NBA.
Yeah.
So I think he deserves a little bit better than that.
Yeah.
But having said that, that's the business of basketball, and maybe Washington will buy him out at the end of this year and allow him to go sign somewhere else.
Chance somewhere else.
Yeah, and get a chance somewhere else with a contender.
So the Grizzlies have a team now that's basically set going into the postseason, and we'll see. We have this game. They've got a little road trip, and then the All-Star break, and then another road trip before we come back home. But before that next little road trip, we got a game here tonight against a really good team. And I know this is a game that people have kind of circled for a while, a chance to see the #1 team, the #1 offense in the Grizzlies against the #1 defense in the Thunder go at it. Thunder have won 6 in a row against this Grizzlies team, but the Grizzlies are 21-5 at home. There's a lot of numbers you can look at either way.
Yeah.
When you look at this matchup tonight against this Thunder team that has been very physical and very rough defensively, against a Grizzlies team that has struggled against physical teams, has turned the ball over a lot, a Thunder team that creates a lot of turnovers, what do you think is the #1 metric you're going to look at tonight that you're going to say, all right, this is going to determine whether the Grizzlies are able to compete or not?
Rebounding. Okay. Rebounding to me is going to tell the key right here, because the thing about what you want to do, both teams score a lot of points in the paint, right? Both teams are able to get into the lane and do what they need to do, but who's going to be the tougher team that rebounds and prevents second chance opportunities? The Grizzlies have the bigger front line. Chet Holmgren is not playing tonight, and we'll get to that in a second, but their front line is going to be a little bit smallish. So what you want to do if you're the Grizzlies is dictate the physicality, dictate the pace, dictate the paint. And if you can do that with Jaren Jackson Jr., obviously, Brandon Clark, the guy right behind us right here, and Zach Edey. You have all the size you need, Santi Aldama. This is going to be our bigs versus their wings, and the bigs have to win that battle.
And Zach Edey quietly has put up 3 straight double-doubles, points and rebounds. The first Grizz rookie to do that since Pau Gasol. He's had a great month of February. Jaren Jackson's been awesome. We've talked about a lot. Ja came back last week. He's been great.
3 straight 30-point games for the first time in Jaren's career. 3 straight 30-point games.
Jaren's been amazing. Made the All-Star team. He's going to make his second All-Star appearance in a couple of weeks down in San Francisco. But this Grizzlies team, I think they have something to prove tonight.
Yes,
it feels like, we talked about 2 weeks ago, we were playing the Rockets, and everybody's like, oh, it's the biggest game of the year. And now you got another
Until
big
now.
game. Yeah.
Until
it
now.
happens again. The Grizzlies have had injuries. We've talked about that. Everybody's starting to kind of get healthier. Desmond Bane was sort of questionable going into tonight. And then just pregame, we learned literally 2 minutes ago while we were doing the show, he's going to go tonight.
Of course.
Taylor Jenkins talked about it pregame.
Of course.
Said the ankle sprain wasn't as bad as they kind of thought at first, and he's responded really well to treatment. So Dez is going to give it a go tonight. Looking at the list,
he put on his cape.
He did.
He put on his cape and said, let's get out here and play as Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma City's missing a couple guys, though. Chet Holmgren's out. Came back last night. Had his first game back after a lengthy absence. And is not going to play tonight because it's the second half of a back-to-back. Cason Wallace, who's one of their better defenders, is out. Also with a right shoulder strain. And Lou Dort, who's probably their best perimeter defender, him and Caruso, I'd say. Lou Dort's also out tonight with back spasm. So
big-time loss for them.
I think that gives the Grizzlies a little bit of an opening of where you can attack.
You absolutely have to, because Lou Dort is, as you said, one of the toughest defenders on the perimeter. He also gives them relief buckets. He gives them rebounding as well, too. And he was a problem in that game in Oklahoma City a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
But the Grizzlies didn't have Ja Morant then.
True.
The Grizzlies have all of their guys.
Yeah.
This is the first. Everybody is all hands on deck.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to be in for a major, major performance tonight. This game means a lot more to Memphis than it does to Oklahoma City. Having said that, but the Grizzlies have to show, just like they did against Houston, that no matter the circumstances, they can line up with this team and knock them down.
Yeah, OKC's been awesome. To say that it means a lot to the Grizzlies is something. Oklahoma City's been killing everybody all season. And
4 straight games. They had a 4-game homestand. 4 straight games they won by double figures.
Yeah.
In all 4 games, they were up by 20 points at some point in all 4 of those games. So they've been steamrolling, guys.
So it'll be interesting to see tonight.
Yes.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Jessica Benson's going to join us. You're watching the warm-up show here on Grind City Media.
Were you comfortable there in your seat?
I'm great. I've been adjusting it, playing around with the height settings.
What are you exactly? 7'1" or 7 even? Or
I say 7'2" because I wear shoes.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, be sure to tune in to Grizzbeat, where the panel and I break down all things Grizzlies and take a look at the rest of the NBA as well. The show is live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Congratulations to the Titans. All of their misery and woe will pay off with the #1 pick.
You got the #1 overall pick as a GM. You would do what?
You want to know the first thing that comes to my mind?
What?
Travis Hunter.
Okay.
He's the best player in the draft.
Okay.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Derrick Rose was honored in Chicago this weekend.
That was cool.
Former Memphis Tiger. One of the things I've noticed about him, he's immensely respected by his peers.
Yes.
People love him. People love Derrick Rose. I don't know exactly how to pinpoint it, but he matters to people. The impact that guy made in his hometown, on that franchise, and just on basketball in general, he deserves. There ain't an honor you could give him that I would argue with.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Our fans have a huge impact on our ability to play to the level that we're striving for.
Drop off, Morant. Oh! Well, you wanted home crowd involvement.
I love those moments where you see our guys engaging in the fans, and the fans just get pumped up.
They are standing at FedEx Forum.
I would hate to be on the other side with the opposition when FedEx Forum's rolling. That's such an unbelievable relationship that our group has with our fans.
Welcome back to the warm-up show here on Grind City Media. I'm Lang Whitaker, and joined as always by Jessica Benson. We're about 20 minutes from being done with this show, about 45 minutes from tip-off here as we get ready for the big game of the weekend.
It is
right?
the big
This
game.
is the big game of the weekend.
Absolutely.
For now.
Ask me the main character.
Who's the main character of the big game today?
The big game.
The big game is the
very
character.
rarely is
This
the
is
big
very
game
meta.
the main character, but it's just the game in all of it. I live downtown. I've been out and about over the last couple of nights, and the excitement level of people.
I know you have.
Every
It was your birthday. We should say.
It was my birthday.
Yeah.
I went to WWE last night. I had a Galentine's Day party this afternoon.
Are you still sore from yeeting?
I yeeted a little too hard.
There's a lot
I
of-
yeeted too close to the sun.
One of the Game Ops people told me she might have pulled an abdominal muscle.
Oh, that makes me feel so
from
much
doing
better.
so much yeeting last night.
I think I threw my neck out. And Chris was like, it's not a headbang, it's a yeet. And I said, I didn't know what a yeet was until I showed up last night.
Yeah.
Shout out Jay Uso.
Yeah.
I am a member of the yeet family at this
We
point.
are.
But everybody wants to talk about this game. Like, that is the energy going in. And you have a Grizzlies team that's playing its best basketball of the season, potentially at its healthiest that we will have seen since March of 2023. Desmond Bain, a game time decision officially, watched him do his warm-up.
He's live. He's
he
going.
is?
Yeah. He's
This
officially
is
good
the
to go.
healthiest
Yeah.
Grizzlies team. And you get a Thunder team that has been dominant all season long. They're without Chet Holmgren tonight, without Lou Dort. So a couple pieces out for them could provide the opportunity for the Grizzlies to come in and really make a statement. I wish this game was on national television.
Should be.
NBA?
My parents live in Atlanta. My mom was like, is the game on TV? And I was like, it's got to be. It's #1 against #2.
No.
No.
But it's wild considering that the Lakers game ended up getting flexed, and then LeBron is out, and Luka still isn't making his debut, and they shifted some of the college basketball games.
Yeah, that's what I read. They shifted around college odds. Like,
could have shifted it for this game.
I wish
but
they
alas.
would have. And it's Grizz's birthday tonight.
It is.
There's a lot of stuff going on. It's a 191 collab night. It's a big thing. It's a big weekend downtown, like you said.
Yeah. Did you do a birthday message for Grizz?
I did. Yeah. What'd you say?
Wait till you find out. I didn't think it would get passed, but it did.
Well, you've been like on the edge with some of these things.
Living on the edge. Yeah. You know, we're just. I'm 33 now.
Did you record that when you recorded the?
No, I recorded it the morning before.
All right, yeah. Jessica's
same energy though.
Pushing the envelope a little bit. I like it. I told Grizz I hope that for his 30th birthday, the honey was sweet and the bees left him alone.
Oh, that's so sweet.
That's good, right?
I should have called him my fellow Aquarius.
Is it?
Considering maybe people watching are not going to be here, I guess I could spoil it.
Rob Fisher pointed out it's fortuitous that Grizz's birthday every year is on a game night.
Oh, how
it just
odd.
works out that way.
That's crazy. I was so grateful that the team was off for my birthday.
That's
so
true.
that was very kind of them. Thanks, Grizz, for taking on the extra work here. But
tonight we were talking about matchups, guys being out, Grizz being healthy. Mike was saying he's going to have an eye on rebounding because that's a thing that the Grizzlies are kind of going up and down with, but the Thunder are good at. What's something you're going to watch tonight, that a metric you're going to keep your eye on that gives you an idea the Grizzlies have a chance to win this thing?
Jalen Wells versus SGA. MVP candidate Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and the strength of Jalen Wells guarding some of these best players in the league on any given night on the perimeter, and considering what the Grizzlies did at the trade deadline and moving on from Marcus Smart and opening up this avenue of the belief in rookie Jalen Wells. And he's been excellent. You add in the fact that Vince Williams Jr. is back in this equation, but between the two of them, seeing how they are perhaps able to limit a player like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who's been pretty limitless when it comes to this.
He's been amazing. Yeah, he's averaging 32.8 points per game, 6 assists per game.
It's like maybe under 30.
Yeah.
Is that a win?
They've been amazing. I mean, I think if you keep off the free throw line, that's amazing. He's so good at getting to the free throw line. And Jalen Wells, as good as he's been defensively, still gets a lot of those ticky-tack fouls because he's a rookie and the refs just like to tag him with stuff. So I guess we'll see if he stays out of that. I told you I also want to talk about the other big game this weekend, the Super Bowl.
Yes.
We talked about it on your show a little bit. Kansas City Chiefs 1.5-point favorites at the moment. Over-under is about 48. Which way are you leaning with this game? If you had to put some money on it, which way would you go?
If I had to put money on it, I would go with the Chiefs, because until I see them lose, it feels as if the inevitable is about to happen, which is wild, calling the inevitable something that we have not seen in the Lombardi Trophy era of a three-peat, which shout out to Pat Riley giving the Chiefs the permission to use three-peat that he has had trademarked in a variety of ways. But it just feels like the momentum is on Kansas City's side, and to complete this historic narrative that we've been hanging on to, I'm rooting for the Eagles. I think a revenge story coming back from their loss in the Super Bowl 2 years ago, what Saquon Barkley has been for this team all season long, the underlooking nature of both Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni is intriguing, but the inevitability of the Chiefs always seems to come back around.
John Morant's right behind us right now.
He sure is.
I'm trying to look at his shoes. Oh, he's wearing the new Ja 2s with the coconut. We have some shoe news
Can I be
tonight.
honest? I was a little upset that nobody at WWE SmackDown was like wearing Ja 1s, Ja 2s.
Well, there was a Ja crack.
Yeah, but it was a Ja.
Carmelo Hayes made a comment about
Rude.
The Rock did it last year too. You remember The Rock said
I
something?
don't like this.
Well, a lot of the wrestlers don't wear sneakers. Some of them do now. A lot more guys wear Jordans. Jey Uso was wearing Dunks, but there is other sneaker news tonight. Santi Aldama's wearing Ja 2s for the first time. He's been a Kobe guy. He was wearing Ja 2s for warm-ups. I asked him, he said, I'm trying them out.
That's exciting.
Scottie Pippen Jr. has been a Ja 1 guy, and he switched to Skechers a couple weeks ago, which is trying to push into basketball. Joel Embiid wears Skechers now, a bunch of guys.
It's the S.
But tonight he was back to the Ja 1s, the scratch ones. So a little bit of a Ja movement. We lost a Ja guy, and Jake Arabia was a Ja 2 guy.
True.
So now we had maybe two new guys.
The country music was still in the warm-up rotation.
It was.
I thought that was
Jitty.
Jake. Yeah.
That's Jitty, I don't think that was Jake. I think it was Jitty.
Okay.
I got a thing today with prop bets for the Super Bowl.
Okay.
There was like 20 of them. There's so many prop bets. Is there one? How about this one? Over/under on the national anthem. It's two minutes even, pretty much, is the over/under. The average is 1:20.
Ooh.
But John Batiste is doing the national anthem. Do you think he goes over 2 minutes or under?
2 minutes feels long.
I know.
Even if he goes over the average.
But my thought was, like, the dude plays the piano. He improvises.
It's the birthday
Hey,
boy
look
himself.
who it is.
What's
Happy
up,
birthday,
buddy?
Grizz.
Happy birthday.
Look who it is. Grizz is here.
Oh,
it's his
it's your
30th birthday. How is it that your birthday is on the night of a game every single year? He doesn't know.
That jersey's
Eating
looking
well. Maybe
nice and
he's
snug.
slowing the cake a little bit. He wants you to rub his stomach.
Wow.
I love
It's
it.
an honor. It's a true honor on your birthday.
We hope that, Grizz, we hope for your birthday that the bees leave you alone. We hope the honey's sweet. And we hope you get everything you wanted in your tree stump or whatever. I don't know what bear. Your den?
Tree stump.
What a bear.
You're dead.
We appreciate it.
Thanks, Grizz.
Thanks, Grizz. Happy birthday, Grizz.
Happy birthday, Grizz.
There he is, the birthday boy himself. Stopped in for a quick stop.
I predict under on the anthem, but over the average. So about under 2 minutes.
All right.
He's very jazzy with it.
Yeah, that's what
He just put out the Beethoven Jazz album, which crushes if you have not listened
that's
to
why
it.
I think he might like have a little fun and go
scat.
on. Yeah, so
A little moment.
he's from Louisiana too. Like he's in New Orleans.
That is
like,
true. He
you know,
might like milk the moment.
If anybody's going over, it's gonna be John Batiste.
That's true. What? There was an event semi-recently in New Orleans where John Batiste was in the
I don't remember.
presentation of it. Oh, God. Now I can't remember. But he's great.
He's great.
How many times does Kendrick Lamar play like Not Like Us?
I think he closes with it.
I think he closes with it, but I would love for him to do it 3
More than
times.
once, yeah. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yes.
All right, we're going to take one more break. Michael Wallace is going to come back here. You're watching the warm-up show here on Grind City Media.
Dusty May was at Florida Atlantic last year. Tonight you'll watch him coach at Michigan. So why do I care if a football player decides to leave one place where he's making whatever money to go somewhere where he's making even more? It's what most coaches do every year. So I cannot stand it, and I mean can't stand it when the coaches sit up there and act like these young people are doing something wrong.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
If I was a high school player, or if, let's say I'm the father of a child who's 16 years old, and Mike Vick comes knocking on my kid's door, and Virginia's there also, and so is Virginia Tech, like, yo, you gotta go where Vick is. You gotta go to Norfolk State.
Get all of your HBCU sports and culture news by tuning into HBCU Huddle with CJ Hurt and Mike Wallace. New episodes drop every Thursday on grindcitymedia.com, YouTube, and Spotify.
So these are a pair of Kobe 11 Elite Low. These were part of a collaboration with FC Barcelona.
I've never seen these in person. The detail on these are amazing.
It's fly knit, like, you know, the front of the shoe's fly knit. It's got the lunar lawn, I remember, and the
insole is removable.
Yeah. The Sneak Fest Show, live Tuesdays at 2 p.m. on Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
Shinedown. Dance Kid Dance Tour. Live in Memphis. FedEx Forum Saturday, August 30th. With special guests, Bush and Morgan Wade. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Shinedown, live in concert. For more, visit shinedown.com.
Welcome back to the warm-up show here on Grind City Media. We got about 6 minutes to get you over to the pregame shows. John Morant's behind us right now, getting some shots up. He's Michael Wallace. I'm Lang Whitaker, and like we always do at this time, we're going to go around the NBA and look at some of the biggest stories that are happening. And it was a crazy week for the NBA. It kind of overshadowed the Super Bowl in a lot of ways.
Yes.
All this talk about the trade deadline. Was there one team from the trade deadline that you thought for lack of a better word, won the trade deadline?
I mean, everyone's going to say the Lakers because of obviously what you got in Luka. I think Miami won it in a way because everyone knew that they were dead to right having to get rid of Jimmy Butler, and there were no other options. And for them to come back with 2 potential starters out of that mix, Kyle Anderson is going to help them, and Andrew Wiggins is going to be able to stick him right in there. And there's some ways where he was just as good, or if not more effective, than Jimmy Butler. Yeah. So for Miami to do that, I still think they have a couple holes to fill. But I like what Miami did, considering how desperate they were going into the deadline.
The one thing with the Lakers is Mark Williams has been injured a lot. He's missed 65% of the games since he's been in the NBA. Yeah. It could be a nice fit if he's healthy. We already saw AD go down today in the Dallas game. They said he probably could have come back, but they were trying to be prudent and not put him back.
And he was dominant,
he
too.
was killing
26, 14, 7 assists.
And I think it fits.
3 blocks.
I think he fits Dallas. I like it. Yeah.
Listen, I'm on record saying don't sleep on what Dallas did.
Too.
I understand the criticism.
I do
but
too.
I like Dallas.
But I like what they did. You know who else I think handled everything well from the trade deadline is Charlotte. They really I know they're not better, but they got a lot of assets out of this thing, and they moved guys. They got draft picks. They did kind of how you're supposed to do if you're at the bottom of the NBA. I thought Charlotte did a really nice job with the trade deadline. That's not something we've said about Charlotte a lot the last few years. 3 for all. We have today now finally seen the list of who is going to be in the NBA's three-point contest. Who's not going to be in it? Luke Kennard, who is going to be home having
who's leading the NBA in three-point accuracy.
And the second greatest three-point shooter of all time.
Yes.
But no Luke Kennard. Jalen, if you got that graphic, throw it up there so we can see who it is. Here's the list of who is in the three-point contest. I don't know, Mike, who would you put your money on there?
Ooh, in a three-point contest because of how you have to shoot it. Man, don't sleep on Buddy Hield and Tyler Hero. Yeah. I think those two are the guys that can get them off quicker. Their pace in terms of what they need to do in terms of to knock the shots down. That seems like those are my 2 guys. I'm going to go with those 2.
In another year, I probably would have gone with Damian Lillard, but he's struggled from the three-point line last year and a half, really. He hasn't been very good. So I don't know if I'd do him.
Who you got?
How about Norm Powell? He's had an awesome season. I thought he should have made the All-Star game.
Yeah.
He didn't. James Harden did. But Norman Powell's been awesome for the Clippers this year.
Averaging 10 more points per game than he did last season. He's going to be right in the mix for most improved player for what he's done. I don't know if he gets the three-pointers off better in game, stepping into a three versus stand still shooting and just going.
And the three-point contest is so weird. It's not like shooting in a game.
It's not.
It's a whole different thing.
It's more catch and shoot. Yeah. But not even catch and shoot, but just kind of release and grab, release and grab.
You and I are old enough. Do you remember when Michael Jordan was in the three-point contest and he scored 0 points in the first round? So it's not that easy. It's a whole different thing. So I don't know. Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to watch. I do wish Luke Kennard was in there, or Jaren. I'd like to see Jaren in there. Maybe the late injury replacement, somebody like that.
He'll be there.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah. Also, you know what, Jalen Wells too.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's more stars are willing to do the three-point contest, obviously, than anything else. Yeah.
Last thing we're going to talk about around the NBA tomorrow, we say farewell to Hubie Brown.
Yes.
It's going to be his final game on ABC, ESPN. This man's been around the NBA forever. His first game, he was an assistant coach, was with Oscar Robertson on the Bucks. How about that? I saw that last night. I was looking over Hubie's stats. I was like, good grief.
Yeah.
He coached Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Oscar Robertson with the Bucks. It was like his first start as an assistant coach. Coached here in Memphis for a couple of years. At the end of his career, won the Coach of the Year. His second year, went 50-32 his second season. Retired due to medical issues, but he's 91 years old. Still one of the best announcers out there, and he's finally stepping away. What's your thoughts on Hubie Brown?
I love Hubie. I respect him. I love his honesty.
Yeah.
And he's one of those guys that he doesn't have time to sugarcoat anything. Yeah. Right? He told it like it was. He coached it like it was.
Yep.
He played a lot of Hubie can still coach in today's system. He deployed that platoon lineup with the Grizzlies, starting 5, and then he brought 5 off the bench at the same time. This is a guy that's done a lot. He's on the walls around here when you walk around this arena. So shout out to Hubie Brown. Job well done, and a remarkable life, a remarkable career.
One more minute before we get out of here. Give me your matchup to watch tonight in this game between the Grizzlies and the Thunder?
Man, I'm coming right off the top, and I want to see how Jalen Wells does against Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah.
This is one Jalen's not going to back down, and it's going to be his toughest assignment. If he picks up early foul trouble, that could be a problem for the Grizzlies because SGA is a free throw merchant.
Yes.
He knows how to get to the line. But if he can stall them out a little bit, man, the Grizzlies are in store for a really, really big night tonight.
Big night. Everybody's here is fired up. I hope you're coming down here. If you're not here yet, come on down.
Who you got? You got to give me your matchup.
I'll go Jaren against Hartenstein. I don't know who's going to guard Jaren, but it doesn't really matter. Jaren's a walking mismatch. I want to see Jaren put up 30-plus again. You can now flip over to FanDuel Sports Network to watch the pregame there. You can flip over to ESPN 92.9. They're getting ready for the game, too. We're going to be back here in 17 days. February 25th is the next home game.
Wow.
So we're not going to see you for a while. In between then, have a good break. Have a good All-Star break. Enjoy the Grizzlies on the road. We'll see you on Grind City Media. He's Michael Wallace. I'm Lang Whitaker. We'll catch you soon.